What is going on, gum people? This is the Bong Talk Sit-Down Series, and I'm your host, Nappy 2000. Let me put the sponsors up on the screen so you can see them real quick. Let me give a shout out to Bust Down Worldwide, Shrubs, El Toro Verde, Plain Jane, Happy Trees, Vacay, Gas TV, Sweets, Turtle Pie Co., and Green Dog Cultivators. But real quick, let me show you real quick. Let me show you the Green Dog Cultivator. Shouts out to Barney for just blessing the show constantly with just gifts. This is some D1 from Green Dog. This is some turtle pie from them as well. We just have a lot. We have a lot. We have a lot. We have lighters. We just have everything. So I just appreciate everyone just for supporting the show and just for what we do. We couldn't do this without you. But today, 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 I have a very, very special guest in the building. I have a player from the Himalayas. I have what the game has been missing. I have a very, very, very special individual on the show. I got AJ Snow in the building.
Man, appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me, man.
Oh yeah, of course, brother. How
Yeah,
you doing?
man, I'm pretty good. How about you?
I'm good, bro. I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm good. So, um, one thing I just want to say, I appreciate your beat selection.
Thank you.
I appreciate the beat selection. Not everyone can have good taste in beat selection like that. So, where did this music taste come from, bro?
Shit. Just my upbringing. Being from, from Texas and Illinois, hearing so much different type of music.
Yeah, yeah,
Living out in California, so I got to give it to my pops. Most definitely. Him and my sister,
yeah.
they were in the house with big like music influence. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
They
that's
both did music or anything like that,
nah. Well,
or it's just what you was just listening to.
my dad always dreamed of doing radio. My sister, she did do
Okay.
radio a little bit,
Okay.
like when
Cool.
she was
Cool.
in
Cool. Cool.
college
Cool.
and shit. But yeah. So I just kind of was just sitting there, just soaking up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's shouts out to Pops for wanting to be on the radio show.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah,
dope.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
dope as
That's
hell.
actually pops on what the game been missing at the end of the Choosy Lover. That's him talking shit.
Oh,
At
that's
the end.
him.
Yeah, yeah, that's him.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I thought that was a sample from something or like a movie. I didn't know it
No,
was your
that's
pop.
yeah, that's my pops. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Shouts out to Pops.
yeah. So I'm putting him to work. Yeah,
That's really dope. That's
yeah,
really dope. I
yeah.
appreciate that.
Now it's a blessing to for him to like live through me kind of with the radio stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's great.
that's dope. That's
Yeah,
dope.
yeah,
Shouts out to you for giving him the opportunity.
yeah. No, most definitely, it's an
Hmm.
honor to be able to give him the opportunity. So
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
So how's your family feel about you, doing this music and seeing you like going to these different places and putting out honestly great product, bro. Really good, really great product.
I mean, they love it.
Yeah.
My sister was just at the Dom Kennedy show in Dallas,
Yeah, yeah.
and they played my music there. So they get, they're seeing
Hey.
it like in real time.
That's bubbling.
Yeah, my dad, we talk every day about it, and then
Hmm.
my mom, of course, at first, getting into it. Of course, she didn't really want,
Yeah, of course, bro. She was like
she,
rapping. What the
yeah,
hell?
yeah, what rap, what?
What the fuck?
You were gonna be a doctor or something?
Yeah,
No, I'm
these
just
are your
playing.
parents from the South too, bro. There was like,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah.
they ain't happening, bro.
Yeah, so but it took when I performed with Larry in Dallas like 2020 during COVID.
Okay,
My mom came. That was like the first time she seen me like perform,
okay.
and like that shit was like 2-3 thousand people,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that changed her whole perspective that night. So everybody rocking.
Cool.
They loving it.
Yo,
Yeah,
yo, man.
yeah.
Shouts out to mom and pops.
No, most definitely shout out to mom and pops.
Yeah, it's always cool to like see when they're there and they actually get to see you do what you do.
Yeah.
How'd that feel when they saw you like perform like that? How'd that make you feel?
It felt good.
Yeah.
That day, I had mom backstage.
Okay.
She met Larry, took
Yep.
pictures with him
Yep.
and
Yep.
everything.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's just like those memories to see, like, me moving up and being able to, for them to see it too, is like to share it with them is, makes it even 10 times better.
Yeah, I think that's one thing about this music journey that is underrated is we get to share it with people that we love and care about, on the process, and they get to see like when we didn't have shit to when we actually start to bubble and then we actually start to climb to bigger things and
Yeah.
you get to really get to see like who's been around you that entire time.
Right, right, right. Yeah,
Hmm.
no, yeah, most definitely for them to like see you start from nothing and
Yeah.
then like the shit moving. even for myself, I'm still like waking up and like, damn, I can't believe this shit's for real, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the putting in that work. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Would you say 2020 was like that time where it kind of catapulted for you?
yeah.
Okay.
2020, that's when it became real.
Okay.
That's when the journey started being real,
Mm-hmm.
and
What significant moment made it real for you? Like what? There's definitely a timestamp for it. So what moment
I
for
think
that?
I think when I dropped 40th anniversary,
Okay.
when I dropped that album, that when it like really changed, and like from putting out projects and not really getting a response, to
Mm-hmm.
a demand for that, having a demand for that, and then people following, sharing, and it's you see it grow over time. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we was lit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's dope.
yeah,
That's dope.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That's when you know when you love it when you because it doesn't matter if it's 10 views, 10,000 views, 10 million views. You still got to put the same type of work, same type of effort because you really don't know when it can pop off to get that many streams, that many views.
yeah,
Because that
yeah.
one, it really only takes one.
Yeah. But leading up to that, I was on tour with Larry, so that's when
Yeah.
I was doing shows, meeting fans, and like
Mm-hmm.
growing. So that will also made it even bigger than me releasing music at first. It was just me just shooting, from the dark. So that
Got
would
you.
yeah. So it was like you start building your community,
Mm-hmm.
and then you see them, take the music and run with
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
I think that's important too. Finding your fan and finding your community
yeah,
and like the people who actually fuck with your music.
yeah.
Because like you're saying, if you're shooting in the dark, you really don't know.
Right,
But
right,
now that
right.
you find them, you can now be like, okay, this is the demand that they want. They want this from me. They want that. Then
Yeah.
you can actually have a direction to go.
Yeah, it's not even the like having a direction. It's like
Yeah.
you doing you, but
Yeah.
you got people that relate to you, and they,
Exactly.
so it's not you trying to figure out like, oh, they gonna like this, is gonna like that.
Yeah. No.
You
Definitely.
just being authentic to yourself,
Oh,
and
definitely.
they loving it. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah. If you ain't true to it, you're putting what the fuck you doing.
right.
I mean, I swear to God, people, it's very easy to just be yourself rather than be someone else. Like
Yeah,
it's
it's hard to it's more work trying to be somebody else than yourself.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It is.
yeah.
It is. I love being myself. I can't be nobody else.
You can't.
I can't at all,
One
bro.
of one.
I'm this bald headed man all the time, bro. All the time. Real quick, bro. I just want to say you quite is it EDF? I don't want to pronounce his name wrong. Is it EDF?
EDF, yeah.
And Quiet Money, bro. You just need to make a project with these.
I'm telling them.
You just need to
I've
make
been
a
telling them.
project, bro. I've been
Yeah.
listening to this music. I'm like, bro.
Yeah. I just want to go to Houston and man, I just want to go to Houston for like a weekend, just lock in. But they're busy out there right now in Houston. They moving, so
Yeah.
whenever it lines up. But I love to do that for all
Yeah.
three of us. Yeah,
Because I've been hearing like those two songs that you have out with them that
yeah,
I've heard. I'm like, this is yeah, you could do something. Yeah,
yeah,
this is hot.
yeah.
This is hot.
I had EDF probably about a month ago, or when I came back from Houston, and it's
Okay.
like, yeah, I think we should put that together.
Like
But yeah,
some other OG type thing, or like how old are they? They sound older.
they're a little older.
A little older.
I'm not too sure on
Not
the
too sure.
age though. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Well, shout
yeah,
out to them, bro. I
yeah.
love the collaboration of the music.
Yeah. No, they both dope. Yeah, they both dope. Yeah.
So being on tour with Larry during that time, what's some of the things that you learned during that process of being on the road and being on stage, talking to the fans?
Man, shit. Just learned a lot. Learned a lot of game. Like watching how Larry move, I learned a lot, picked up a lot from him. Just meeting, communicating with fans, building relationships. Um, Merchandise, because it was like one of the first shows that I went on Larry. Went on tour with Larry. Like I didn't have no merchandise.
Okay.
We did the Houston show, and that's when I picked up. That's where I was able to see everything. And so the next show we went to, I had merch, and I made sure I had merch. And I was moving around by myself, so I had the luggage. I'm bringing the luggage to the
Yes,
venue.
sir.
I'm working the merch table. Then I'm going to perform. Then I'm coming back,
Yeah.
at the merch table, and I'm probably like one of the last ones leaving. But yeah, yeah. So
That's dope.
so
That's
it was
dope.
like it was a real grind. So yeah,
And I think Larry's a good example for that merchandise, bro. Because I remember like in 2019, I seen like all of his shit sell out one time, and I'm like, this is This is a trip. Like him
Yeah,
and Currency, like I've really see like their merchandise really just sell off of just real just authenticity
yeah,
and just people really just respecting the music.
yeah,
So I'm glad people are looking at your music with that same respect.
yeah, no, that's yeah, that merch. Yeah, it's great and it's dope. Seeing people wearing,
Yeah.
wearing your piece the same way. People playing your music and stuff. So
Hmm.
it goes hand in hand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it always does. It always does, definitely.
yeah,
So man, talk about bro, just I just appreciate just like the time you take with the music because I can tell you just don't go in the studio and be like, okay, I'm just gonna do this, that, that. Like you come with the plan
yeah,
and you bet on yourself.
yeah,
So
yeah.
talk about just that entire process of that.
Man, it's the process is I don't know, it gotta catch the soul. Like, you gotta feel it in your soul. I'm not just, just jumping on a bunch of rap records, just rapping or anything. Some records gotta speak to me or I gotta have some type of concept, some type of direction to
Hmm.
go with the music. So but I'm always working on multiple projects. So sometimes like one day I might be working on this project, next day I might be working on this project. And it, being able to like make it like, coexist with everything. So yeah, but I feel like that's one of my key points. So I try to make sure like my thing with albums is always try to make them the best that they can be. So
Hmm.
that's like I always challenge myself.
I could tell that you hear your album, you're like, okay, it needs to slap way more than this one I just dropped.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
each one is better.
yeah.
I could definitely say that.
Thanks.
You could tell from the 2015 project, even before, and just keep going on and on. I'm like, okay, like
Yeah.
the progression. What's the main thing you think you probably not switched up, but that you probably were like, this is what I'm going to do with my music going forward?
Mm, not too sure. I mean, I just feel like it just get better over time. I think it shows my growth. It shows
Gotcha.
like how I evolve as a person,
Yeah.
and if I keep growing as a person, so the music keep growing. I don't limit myself.
Hmm.
I always trying to learn new things. So I just, all these experiences, new things that I'm learning, I just keep soaking up. I keep being a sponge,
Hmm.
and like I keep learning from different types of music, looking at different art, different movies,
Hmm.
just taking it all in.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, because this whole life we live is art
yeah,
in itself. You can look at anything, like you said, and pertain it to the music.
right, right, yeah.
Hmm.
And it's so much, like you could listen to, like people that people that you might not even think is an artist. I can't think of an example right now, but to be able to create something
Bob
that,
Ross.
yeah, Bob
Bob
Ross,
Ross. What's
yeah,
it?
yeah, like you could really, you think it out of your mind and you bring it to life, like,
Yup. Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah. That. Yeah. You're a painter.
yeah,
Yeah. You're digitally and audibly. You're a painter.
yeah, and I look at my music as art,
Hmm.
like as like as a Basquiat, like each piece is, I'll take the time to make this, so
Hmm.
I treat it as that,
Yeah, I can tell.
yeah,
I can tell. Linking with Jansport J, I think he gave you like a the way the beats just sounds with you. It sounds fantastic.
yeah.
So when did you linked up with him? When maybe in 2020, 2021, or
Well,
before that?
no, it was January 2022.
2022.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
we had linked up. I had did a show. I had did a Payday LA show,
Okay. Good. Shouts out
and
to Prez.
yeah, shout out to El Prez. I had did a show, and his manager at the time was there out here in LA, and then the next day I had a show out in Houston, and by the time I had checked into my hotel, like Sport had followed me, and I'm like, oh shit, like like I've been a fan of Sport, knowing him,
Yeah, for sure.
so it's like, oh, it's tight, So we had a little exchange on that, and then a couple days later, I had hit him up, was like, man, what's up with the beat, And then Sport was like, man, I'm thinking about doing a whole album with you, and at that time I'm like, yeah, whatever, like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
hear this shit,
Yeah. For
whatever,
sure. For sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then like that day he sent like a 30 pack, so I'm like, oh shit,
He's
he for
serious.
real, yeah, he was serious.
He's
So I got
serious.
straight to work, and I just started sending him ideas, and we finished that same month. We had already locked in the studio with ideas to lay, and then we was done with the album by like February, maybe March, and then we had put the first album No Awards for a Real out by June 2022. So yeah,
Yeah.
so that was the first one.
Yeah. You guys have a great, good collection. Good
Yeah.
collection. Now you're on this new project with Polyester the Saint as well.
No, no, no,
No,
no,
no, no.
no. What the game been missing?
No, no, you're on this new project. Like it has Polyester the Saint with it on West Coast
Oh, on
Enterprise.
hit on West Coast
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Enterprise.
yeah,
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 yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, you're on the
yeah,
project with them.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a game and then Living Proof. So I
Yeah.
got two records
Yeah,
on
yeah.
there. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you're doing well, sir.
I'm doing
Yeah,
all
you're
right.
doing well.
I'm doing all right.
You're with a good cast of individuals,
Oh
sir.
yeah, no, most definitely,
Yeah,
most
yeah.
definitely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's been putting in a lot of work. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So talk about, bro, where you want to take your music to this point, because you obviously we work and work and work, but
Yeah.
at this point, what do you think you can do better at it?
Uh, I feel like to reach more people. I feel like that's the
Okay.
goal. That's the goal right now, to reach more people. With just being more strategic.
Hmm.
With our releases, and just making the business bigger. So that's the focus right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because business always got to be booming.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
always got to be popping.
Mhm.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. So this is what's with merch, music, just
Yeah.
ultimately just the entire outreach of just the
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. Building up the clothing brand.
More of a team as well.
More of a team. Yeah, we definitely been the team's been the right pieces been falling in place.
Yeah.
So like we just being strategic right now, and just keep trying to make better moves.
Right.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
Real quick, y'all, Bong Talk Sit-Down Series. We got the one and only AJ Snow in the building. We're going to take a quick break. Nappy 2000 Bong Talk. We'll be right back. And you're going to see the Modelo of weed commercials, El Toro Verde. Check it out. Stay tuned, everybody. This is Bong Talk. I'm Nappy 2000. We'll be right back.
Crafted from the fires of dragons, chilled on the highest peaks of Everest, the Canagard is designed for perfection, using only the freshest herbs our planet has to offer, cultivated by years of experience. El Toro Verde, crisp, rich draw, slow resin burn. Be bold, be elegant, be the bull. El Toro Verde, you should be smoking.
Nappy 2000, we are back with the Bong Talk Sit-Down Series. AJ Snow in the building. I just seen you with Sledgerin as
Oh,
well.
yeah, yeah.
How was that?
It was great. It was great.
Good,
Yeah,
good, good. How did that link up even happen? You guys already talked online and then.
Nah, Ish set it up.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
you set it up.
yeah. Ish set
Hey,
it up.
shouts out. Yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep. Talk about that.
Oh yeah. So me and Ish met like till in the summer.
Okay,
I want to say last year.
okay.
And he was just kind of like he manages me now, but
Yeah.
we just kind of just talking back and forth, and he manages Sledgerin too.
Okay.
So I kind of
okay,
was like,
okay,
man,
okay.
what's up, like with the Sledgerin pack,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he sent it through, and that's how we got Sledgerin on the What the Game Been Missing. We
Okay,
got three
okay,
joints
cool,
on
cool,
there,
cool.
and then that opened up the door to let's do a project. So
Okay.
we shout out to Pittsburgh to knock out a project. So yeah.
Gotta go to Pittsburgh. Yep,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. He said, and the only way we could do it is we got to go out there.
I know.
And it was like, all right, fuck it, let's go. So yeah, we went out there for a few days and knocked out the album, and
Yeah.
so yeah,
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Some niggas ain't leaving where they're at, bro. You gotta go straight to
yeah.
them.
No, it was a dope experience.
I
Though.
know for sure.
It was
Yeah,
a
I
dope
know.
experience.
Yeah,
That was my
yeah.
first time, in Pittsburgh. So
How was that? The experience up in Pittsburgh?
it was cool. It was cool to get out of LA, and it's a little slower.
Oh,
So
definitely.
so it was kind of
Yeah.
cool. It was kind of cold. It was nice some days. It was cold, to feel that weather, you know. But no, it was great. It was great. It was a great experience. And we went around. It was around St. Patrick's weekend, so they was outside. So
Oh, okay.
they was outside for St. Patrick's Day. So yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. Shouts out to you for setting that up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out to Ish, man.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's dope. That's dope. That's really what life is about, bro. It's like just having like the right connections.
Yeah.
And meeting the right people at the right time to put you in the right position to make the right music, put on the right album.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It
yeah.
all connected.
Yeah, and I mean, Sledgeham's always been somebody I wanted to work with. So
Right.
to have a full album sitting right now is like, man, it's
That's nice.
yeah,
That's nice.
yeah, it's great.
We need a DJ Fresh one as well.
No, most definitely. I mean, fresh. Hey, whenever you ready,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, we need that one as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
I'm like, we need any great producer, bro. We need it all. Alchemist,
yeah,
anything.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
No, most definitely. I mean, I would love to work with all of them. So yeah, keep building up the catalog. So
Definitely, definitely. No,
yeah,
you're very consistent with these album drops. Very
thank you.
consistent. You obviously don't have maybe like an amount that you drop every year, but like
No, whenever the
yeah,
time,
yeah, yeah.
whenever it's right,
Hmm.
one thing I know, like sport preached to me a lot is like, we don't follow calendar. We drop when it's ready.
Yep.
So yeah, and I also heard like Prince don't follow like a he didn't follow a calendar,
No.
and you can't really rush. You can't really rush music. So whenever we're ready, it's ready.
You can't rush art.
You can't rush it.
You can't.
You
You
can't.
can't. You
You
can
can't.
tell when it's rushed.
Yeah.
You can tell when that shit is rushed. You're
Yeah.
like, man, this is not a happy mistake, as Bob Ross, like I said before, talked about. This is
Yeah.
not it. This shit's funny. And you're with underground hip hop rapping,
Oh
going
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
He's
Oh yeah.
going up right now. This is a great year for you, my
Oh
brother.
yeah, yeah,
And we've
man.
already it's very early, not early, but it's going fast. But
Yeah,
you're going
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah. Man, I'm ready to be honest. I'm ready to drop some music. That's what I really want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready to drop some music. We got a lot of it, so
When can we expect like these new drops?
we trying to figure it out right
Trying to
now.
figure it
Yeah,
out,
we trying to figure it out, but hopefully by like May. May will be probably the first one out the
Okay.
gun. But yeah.
Do you plan on staying independent? Any type of distribution,
Uh
label signing? Is that anything in your future you would think about? Or
right
you
now
even want to talk about
no, I
that?
mean right now we got a few offers.
Yep.
A few offers and stuff, but I'm still independent at the moment. So
Yeah.
we just trying to, be strategic and make the best moves that we can make. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm open to it though.
You're open to it though.
Yeah.
Cause I seen you on Interscope. Was that like one of those, or were you just there?
Yeah,
You know,
it was a
some
good.
niggas will be there. I don't know.
No,
So,
no, it was we was having some good conversations.
good.
So yeah. So
Cool. As long as they're good conversations, you feel comfortable with where it's going. That's all that matters.
no, most definitely, most definitely. It's an honor too to be independent. Stepping into Interscope Records. Office.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And you gotta go to Japan.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Sport,
Yeah,
man.
you gotta, bro. You go up.
Yeah,
You definitely do.
man.
You
Yeah,
definitely do.
yeah.
Yeah, AJ Snow tour in Japan coming soon.
Oh yeah, man. I think about that shit almost every day. I can't wait to go back to Japan. That was like
Yeah.
one of the best
Mhm.
life experiences ever. So, man, shout out to Japan. Hopefully, we can make that happen soon too.
Oh, definitely, bro.
Yeah.
What can we expect, dude, for the rest of 2025, 2026, 2027, if we're even looking that far?
Man, they gonna see me a lot more. Just see me a lot more. A lot more music getting put out. Just my face is gonna be everywhere soon. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. And one question I like to ask people at the end of the show is, what are three things you would want to tell your younger self?
Don't be too hard on yourself. Uh, go with the flow. And
It's always the third one.
don't be too hard on yourself. Go with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
And put God first.
Mm.
Yeah.
Those three things.
Yep.
Shouts out to your younger self.
Man,
You
yeah.
here now.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, brother. Man, thanks for having me. Yes, sir. You already know.
Thank you.
Yep, Nappy 2000 Bong Talk Sit-Down Series. AJ Snow in the building. We were at the Kush Factory. I will see y'all again. Peace. Thank you guys for tuning in to Bong Talk. You can either watch or stream this on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. And also, thank you to all the sponsors of the show.